Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, once again, we're playing on Raid using the Groza, my favorite assault rifle in this video game. And we're playing with the homie Baloney, dishing out that homemade sauce. I think you guys will really enjoy this gameplay. I believe I went on a 20 streak or something like that. Very close to a nuclear, but as you guys know, I always choke every single nuclear I could possibly get. But one day I'm going to get another one. It's just a matter of time. But even though I'm showing you guys some Call of Duty gameplay, today's topic is going to be about Battlefield. I want to discuss how serious this next video game is going to be for the franchise of Battlefield. EA is going to have to take this game extremely serious. And even though I've been, chuckling with you guys about how Battlefield is going to be the COD destroyer, and, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, no skill-based matchmaking, it'll just absolutely finish off Call of Duty, all this stuff I've been saying. But even though I've been joking around, it's a very serious matter, in my personal opinion, that this Battlefield in specific needs to be perfect, or near perfect, to at least save the franchise altogether. The big problem with Battlefield games, compared to Call of Duty games, of course, is that Battlefield comes out every 3 years, while Call of Duty goes ahead and releases every single year. And also, the props of being on a Call of Duty game is that you have 3 separate studios also working on Call of Duty. So it's not like you're being forced to make a Call of Duty game every single year. You pretty much got about 2 to 3 years to go ahead and form a Call of Duty title, and they still come out yearly. It's actually a really genius concept, and it's why Activision is making so much money, because they have a pretty good game on their hands, and they're able to pump it out at such a fast rate. It's absolutely insane how Call of Duty does what it does. But Call of Duty is lucky, because if they have a game that flops, it's literally going to be just 1 year until another game comes out, compared to a Battlefield game, where it's about 2 to 3 years, maybe even more sometimes, for an actual Battlefield game to be created and pushed out to the public, which is a lot longer than 1 single year. That means that you're literally stuck with that video game for about 3 full years until you get a brand new title, which means that if that game sucks, if the core mechanics of that title is awful, and I'm not talking about content or anything, because obviously over the course of time, you will get more content in the game, especially if it's going to be available for 3 years. There's going to be tons of content in that game. But the main concern is if the game is going to work. If it's an unplayable video game, for 3 years, it's awful. It's scrapped. And that's what Battlefield 5 brought to the table, in my personal opinion. In my eyes, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I thought it was nearly impossible for EA DICE to screw up a Battlefield game. It seems very simple to go ahead and make a Battlefield title that's not awful. They made Battlefield 1. It was placed during World War I. You would think that a game, an FPS game of course, would be nearly impossible to get a World War I shooter out, but they did it, and they made it actually fun for a game in that time period. I know some people didn't enjoy it, and for obvious reasons. It's still weaponry and just designs that are based around a World War I shooter, but I was just shocked that they still made it at least semi-enjoyable and actually kind of fast-paced. But after Battlefield 1 came Battlefield 5, and once again, I thought it was no way that EA DICE could possibly screw up a game like Battlefield, obviously. But they made Battlefield 5, and it was something so off about this title that just made it feel nothing at all like Battlefield, and it really screwed with me. Obviously, there was still some core features in the game that still felt like Battlefield, but everything between how they advertised the game to make it seem like Call of Duty, the first trailer was god-awful. It was just extremely fast-paced, unlike Battlefield, didn't show anything important to the actual Battlefield player's eye. It wasn't really that great for anybody. Along with taking away all the attachments in the game, that was the worst thing I could have possibly ever seen in a Battlefield game. I'm going to be honest. They took away all the customization when it came to weapons, and that killed it for me. Absolutely killed it. Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, all these games had so many different things that you can add onto your weapons and change and just get different vibes for each and every class setup. And Battlefield 5 completely stripped that by giving you a customization tree. Whatever the hell that is. It was pointless, it was stupid. I didn't enjoy it, not even in the slightest. And I feel like it took a massive chunk of what made Battlefield out of the game. Just being honest with you guys, that's why you're not even watching any Battlefield gameplay. You know what? I might go ahead and reinstall Battlefield 4. I'm probably going to stream Battlefield 4 a little bit more as well. If you guys want to watch me live stream any video games, make sure you go ahead and follow me over on Twitch. I live stream every single game about 3-4 hours a day. It kind of varies on which time, but I think I'm going to download some Battlefield. But I usually play Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War. Whatever you want, link to that is down in the description. But I cannot touch Battlefield 5. I will never reinstall Battlefield 5, which is sad because, to be honest with you, I thought it could have all the potential in the world to be a pretty decent World War II shooter. It had the mechanics, I enjoyed the gunfights, but just the lack of customization with all the bugs and the lack of content in the very beginning of the game, it was an utter disaster of a video game. And it took forever forever to fix it and even get it to a decent spot. Like right now, if you could get it on sale, I would suggest going ahead and getting Battlefield 5. It's a pretty fun and enjoyable video game if you get it for the right price. But down to its core, it lacks what makes Battlefield Battlefield. And I think that with Battlefield 6, they could actually change this. They could make it a better title. They've heard our criticism. They've heard our feedback. We've had multiple massive YouTubers, millions of subscribers making actual positive feedback for the actual developers to go ahead and use to hopefully make the next Battlefield game better. I'm hoping that the developers listen. Who knows, but at the end of the day, I really do think it's nearly impossible for EA DICE to go ahead and screw up Battlefield 6. They would have to do the stupidest thing that I could possibly ever imagine in order to do that. Because Battlefield 5, to me personally, is like one of the only flops. I seriously think that every single Battlefield game, in their own way, is absolutely outstanding. Yes, they all release completely broken. Like, let's be honest here, almost all the Battlefield games release with massive amounts of bugs and issues that need to be polished off. And it's very obnoxious for a while. But once it's polished off, it's an outstanding experience. But Battlefield 5... even without all the bugs and issues, even after being polished off, it's a lack of content. It's a lack of Battlefield vibes. I barely have as many Battlefield vibes in Battlefield 5 compared to Battlefield 1, which is a World War I shooter. You would think there would be no, oh my god, Battlefield moments in that game, but no, there's more Battlefield moments in Battlefield 1 than in Battlefield 5. It just blows my mind. The best possible thing that I could ever think of is even if they do somehow magically screw up the core mechanics of the video game, and we're stuck with something that's so awful for another 3 years, yes, that will really sink this franchise. Because, I mean, come on now, 3 full years, we already dealt with Battlefield 5. We can't go another, 2 to 3 years. We can't do that again with another awful experience. That's way too long. It would kill off the franchise. And I believe EA DICE knows this. So even if the core gameplay of Battlefield 6 is going to be awful, if they just make it modern day, I pray to God, I'm keeping my fingers crossed right now, but if they make it modern day, there is a massive chance that it will save the video game. Let's be honest, modern day games do very well. A lot of people are attracted to modern day video games, including myself. It's something about them that just really hits home. Just being able to semi-connect with what's going on and also seeing future technology that's actually being worked on today. I mean, these development teams really go behind the scenes and dig deep to find things to add into their games that are very unique and cool ideas. And also modern day could just go with so many different things when it comes to a Battlefield game. If you go back to World War I and World War II, there's minimal things that you can mess around with. But modern day, you have jets, helicopters, attack choppers, tanks, bikes. You can use absolutely anything. And the variety is insane. So much technology, not only for the weapons, but also with the vehicles. And there's so much potential to use with maps. You can go to absolutely any part of the world in a modern day video game. Because it's modern day, it could be whatever you want. It doesn't need to be anything that's facts. It could be complete fiction. Nothing has to be real. You can make up your own storyline of something going on. Whatever you like, modern day is the perfect scenario for your game. And unlike games like Black Ops Cold War, you can't bring in futuristic weapons into this title, but a modern day game, you can bring in past weapons from the titles. You can bring in a Tommy gun, an MP40. You can bring in any possible weapon you could think of and put it into modern day because yes, you technically can use a weapon like that in modern day. But if you have a game set in the past, you can't put that much content into it. There's a set limit that you can fill it up to until it basically becomes nonsense. And let's be honest here, I feel like the majority of the Battlefield community just loves modern day games in general. I feel like the best games in the franchise are the modern day ones, and people just really grasp onto those titles just because, like I said, they produce the best Battlefield moments. You can do the most action-packed, insane things in a modern day Battlefield title just because you can use the amount of technology and cool vehicles and cool weapons and everything in the titles, unlike a old school like World War II or World War I shooter. So I don't think EA DICE is stupid enough to, go ahead and make another World War II shooter. I mean, that would be the stupidest move I would ever see. I think that it's either going to be modern day or futuristic. Futuristic will be a little risky. Like I said, they would have to make an actual solid video game if they make it futuristic. But I feel like they're going to go with Modern Warfare because, like I said, that's their best bet. They know this is a very serious video game. If they flop on this game, it's going to be massive trouble for the whole franchise. So they're going to go with modern day because even if the game sucks down to its core, it's still modern day. You can still produce Battlefield moments. You can still do crazy stuff. People will probably still buy the game just to buy it to have something to do casually on the side. But guys, thanks so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, and by all means, if you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games, I do that over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.